The whole idea behind this sectoral webinar is we are getting a lot of questions from students time to time when they're trying to know more about these programs, and they are really wanting to know how good they are, would they fit, what is the kind of opportunities that a student can get. And sometimes you come from a place of fear as to whether this would be good enough for your career, and sometimes from a space of curiosity. So we are trying to see how we can, address both of this in today's seminar. We have Dr. Rachana Patil, and we have Sujit here from the Rural Management Program as well. So maybe, Puneet, you can also allow Sujit to share his video while we begin. So welcome Dr. Rachana Patil. She herself is from the back, her background is in agribusiness and rural both, and she has several research publications to her credit. She's currently also working on a live project with NABARD, and with several industry or rather say corporate projects, so that she'll be in the the right person to answer questions. I'm going to just kick off with one. A lot of us have heard about agribusiness management, and now we're hearing more about rural management. So how do you see that? So go on and tell us about the rural management program at
Sure.
Welingkar.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Yeah, Rachana, please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, talking about rural management program, rural management is the 2-year full-time AICT approved program. And the most important thing that I would like to share with you about the rural management program is that there's a myth among the people that among the students that after completing rural management program, students needs to go and stay into rural area. Okay, so you will be premium for your rural knowledge. After completion of rural management program, you can head any rural vertical where your knowledge will be more important, right? And it is a general management program where we create a manager who can represent the boardroom as well as grassroots. So the transformational, when we talk about the curriculum of the rural management program, it is a transformational cross-disciplinary learning in this program aims to nurture the students into competent future leaders with leadership abilities, innovative mindset, and deep empathy to work effectively in the rural market, which is the emerging economies. But how you can do that? So to achieve this, we have experiential learning module, which is called Exploring the Grassroots. So it is spread across the 4 months, and we have divided into 2 phases, wherein students get an opportunity to learn from the various rural stakeholders. They have to go and interact with the various rural stakeholders. They have to understand the rural demographics, rural dynamics, because important thing is that being a rural manager, you should understand the consumer behavior as well. So once you interact with the people, understand the rural market, because urban market is completely different than the rural market. Urban consumer is completely different than the rural consumer. Their purchasing power are different. Their purchasing, not only just purchasing capacity, but their consumption patterns are also different. So it's very important for a rural manager to understand all those economic aspects of the rural economy. So that's the reason it's a well-structured immersion program that rural management offers. So talking about the question that Deepa ma'am has asked, how rural management is different than the agribusiness management program. So see, the most common feature first, if we talk about both the programs, agribusiness management as well as rural management program, is both program offers management orientation. But when we talk about the agribusiness management program, so this program has been designed to create a manager who can understand the food sector and the agribusiness sector. So which comprises of seed company, fertilizer company, agribusiness company, and so mostly placement happens in those verticals. But when we talk about the rural management program, so managers are created to manage the rural sector as a whole. So wherein students get an opportunity to learn the various aspects apart from the management, rural and the agri-specific as well. So after completion of rural management program, students will get an opportunity to work with the agribusiness company, seed company, fertilizer. Apart from that, FMCG, FMCD, BFSI sector, then the IT, ITC, and consultants, the consulting firm. So in nutshell, if we'll have to say that, so agribusiness is a subset of rural management program. Rural management offers a wide range of career opportunities to the student. Yeah. So, and
As you were
yes, ma'am.
speaking, I just maybe I just went on to LinkedIn and searched for jobs which said rural management and one results. And I just want to say some of the organizations that are listed out here. One is Syngenta. Another is you have Bajaj. They are talking about financial executive debt management, executive, different types of financial roles. Then there is the NatWest Group, which is there's a marketing consultant role for another organization. There is Satwa Consulting. There is another organization which is about CSR fundraising. So a whole lot of organizations. KPMG India is looking for somebody with a rural management background. The companies are not dying. I mean, there are so many roles and which specifically say rural management. So here what are I think fantastic. Thank you, Rachana ma'am, for clarifying that doubt that rural management is not about going and sitting in rural India, but about connecting that to the rest of the world and connecting the rest of the world to what is great happening in rural India. And also letting us know that it's not about only specialization in rural management, but also other areas such as consulting, financial roles, marketing roles. It could be different. And I think the career opportunities which are getting listed out, if you can take a look on the slide, guys: solution manager, marketing analyst, business consultant, supply chain officers, operations side of rural management is really big. Territory sales managers, marketing managers, digitization. You have so much of information coming in. Business analyst, and look at the type of organizations that have recruited from the program. It's a mix. So you have the Kotaks, the Kevas, the HDFC banks, the DHL, DHFL, the Avances, the Pidilites, and so on. So important is this is an empowering program. It's a general management course which gives you business insight, and you have a plus of developing more insight into how the markets, I think the right word for it is markets. How are these rural markets developing, and how can the rest of the world connect with it? So thank you very much, Rachana
Yes,
ma'am.
just I would like,
Sure.
I would like to add one thing, ma'am. So though it's a rural management program, but we had international placement as well in the past. And for this batch also, we had an international placement. And not just the placement, students get an enormous opportunities to work on various projects, to travel internationally. So in recent past, our students also visited London School of Economics, Belgian University of Israel, then Sweden. So many international opportunities are also we are providing to our students. And of course, placement is also one of them.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. And the highest package this year so far is an international one, landmark, which is 24 lakhs. And below that, I think it is somewhere around 18 or 20 for Schindler for a national placement, which is in the operation space. And again, here you can see that the average is around 12. So at this stage, I'm going to call out to Sujit to, quickly share his journey. Yeah.
Hi ma'am, good evening. Sorry, मेरे camera के साथ problem था.
No problem.
So as my colleague has mentioned about GCL, the live projects, the SIP, I will show you the different part or different aspect of my Welingkar journey. I went for my grassroots first phase in online mode and second phase in online and both offline mode, because our grassroots were teaching were online and we were visiting the fields offline
It
as
was the
individuals.
COVID batch, right? The one
Yes,
batch,
ma'am.
1 year offline, and yeah, okay,
Yeah.
online.
So I was fortunate enough to visit an FPO, farmer producer organization. I'm a mechanical engineer. For me, it's a new concept. And then we were visiting farmers and talking with the CEOs of the FPOs and their challenges. And simultaneously, we were learning the aspects online. So it is a mix of both. And then the second part of our grassroots, we came on a campus. We were learning a lot of things. There was a bombardment of concepts, the marketing, the HR, the operations, the analytics part. And then the summer placement come. So I was aiming for the logistics company, and I'm an engineer, then a rural management student, and got placed into the logistics company. It is a mix of both, means the rural, the engineer, the logistics company. So I was fortunate enough to work with Porter Logistics. They launched a new vertical with city-based logistics for the middle mile. So I went into the logistics part, and I learned a lot more things than the the concept which I learned in the classroom and through the learning in the books. So it was a great journey. And one day the mail came from the college that there is an opportunity called Harvard Project for Asia and International Relations. So I applied for it. I wrote essays for it, and the call came for interview. So it is an annual conference organized by the Harvard College across the world, and I got selected as a delegate uh, in 300 delegates which are selected from across the world. So that was a great moment because the theme for this year's Harvard conference was our future, and learning from my grassroots, my sustainability aspect from the classes, and the learning from the rural management was a game changer for me in my interview. And the cherry on the cake, I got scholarship to attend it of $250. And the journey was mind blowing. So I went for the conference, and the impact challenge in the HPAIR is something everyone cherish because it is a global case study competition, and you have to form a case study team of individuals, which is from the delegate itself. Means somebody will be from the Korea, somebody will be from Thailand, Australia, Singapore. So we form a team, and our team got into the finals. We were the top four. We were amongst the top 14. Apart from me, there are two guys from IIM Lucknow in my team, and one from IMI Delhi, and two were from the one is from Bangladesh and one from Australia. So it is a good networking opportunity, which was a game changer for me. And again, the college started after this HPAIR, and we went into the final summer placement to HPAIR and then to placement season. And the engineer got placed again in technology solutions sector. So rural management has given different aspects to look across the problems across the board. So we were fortunate enough to participate into case study competitions. We proposed a business plan in a rural sector where MSMEs could work with each other in tandem, and we can provide a platform for them. So it was my journey, a roller coaster ride, a porter logistics guy who is going for HPAIR, a rural guy who is got placed into analyst role in a consulting firm.
Thank you so much. That was really interesting, Sujit. You know, and I think it resonates so beautifully with what Rachana ma'am said, that this whole mindset has to change. That when you're thinking rural, you have to only think about going and sitting in a place in rural India. It's not about that. It's about building connectivity, and it's about bringing business, and it's about connecting with the world best practices. and that's what this program does. And wonderful to see that an engineer who now has the rural insight and has connected internationally and has worked in logistics can now find so many great career opportunities. So thank you for letting that opportunity be known to the students. Yeah. Thank you very much
Thank
to the
you.
rural
Thank you, ma'am.
team for making the time today. And
Thank you.
all the participants, please feel free to connect with them on LinkedIn, put your questions on, visit the campus, meet the faculty, and meet the students, and make up your mind.